Hello, and oh my God, welcome to the Hat Chat podcast, episode 151.
Wow.
What a song from What's That?
What's that?
That was overdriven dubstep.
There's a whole song of that, don't worry, at the end, so look forward to that.
They're called What's That?
What's that?
What's that? Is there a question mark in it?
No, what's that? No question mark.
What's that?
But a nice little apostrophe in the what, in the S, what's?
Oh, so there is a what.
What is that?
So it should be a question.
Well, thanks very much. What's that?
Thanks, What's That? Thanks,
Your
What's
name
That?
has got a lot of mentions.
It's got
now.
me pondering.
Their name's Sean.
Shit.
Well, you've just doxed the shit out of them.
That takes the edge off of it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just Sean.
But
Sorry, Sean.
the music has certainly not lost its edge.
Yeah,
Thank
because
you.
I was saying, what's that?
What's that?
I think we all said it.
Oh, God, what's that?
I think we all said, what's that? So it works.
If you'd like to send an equally obnoxious / intrusive fingal like that and really get our attention, send it to our email, hatchat@hat-films.com. That's a good squeak.
They can't hear the squeak.
They probably can't.
No,
But we
might
can.
be able to.
With these microphones, they're not hearing shit. You ain't hearing shit.
Thanks to Shaw for finally sending us some microphones.
Fuck off. Yeah, they have. But they're the exact same microphones.
We bought
They
some.
are the same ones.
We love their microphones so much, we asked them to send us 3 more.
Although we did buy them in like 2016.
Yeah.
So they last a long
And they
time.
haven't changed in that time either.
So like
Complete lack of
I
innovation.
wouldn't. Yeah, I have no qualms like bigging them up.
Yeah.
Because now they finally sent us a free one
Yeah.
after 7 years. How many years?
7 years of promoting them. We do tell everyone they are the best microphones. I mean, they are. Everyone knows
do,
it. This is the
yeah.
problem. When everyone knows your mic
SM7Bs.
is really good, it's like trying to give away like tires. You know.
But there was no like contractual obligation to say this.
No.
Either, which I want to point out. 'cause
Oh, okay.
This isn't
well,
an
I've just given.
ad.
Well, I mean, still, thanks.
Freebie.
But
Isn't it like
it's
disclosure
nice.
though? That even if you're gifted, right?
Yeah, I
Anyway,
guess so.
that's boring.
But then I would
Let's not
argue
talk
that we've
about
already bought
podcasts.
them. Technically, we are using the same ones we were using before. However, yeah, good mics, whatever.
Good
They're
mics.
wonderful.
I've got several stories here today.
Right.
One of them
go
is the
for
one
it.
you mentioned as well.
Right.
about
Okay.
it. But the first one is
so
I just
boring,
want
I'm
thoughts
gonna
and
leave.
opinions. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. He's off. Well, I started with this.
Yeah.
So apparently, this story just says Ed Sheeran has already dug his own grave, and it's in his back garden.
Oh.
So I kind of I guess, want your thoughts on this. So he's created a space in the back garden, which is just a large hole with a big stone over the top of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And he just said he's saying people in the news are obviously reporting that he's built a crypt, which isn't a crypt.
No, I would
It
build a
is
crypt
just a
though, if
large
I had
hole
his
in the-
money.
Well, yeah, maybe he should. Maybe he should build a bunker.
Dude, if I was as rich as Ed Sheeran, and this guy is absolutely
I'd be
minted.
paying teams of people to build holes.
Dude,
all
I'd
over
be
the
doing the
world.
craziest shit in the world. I'd be like a Egyptian pharaoh, all right? I'd be doing wacky shit. The fact that these people aren't doing wacky shit, frankly, is boring. You know,
yeah,
for
he's-
sure, get out there, get in your garden.
Yeah.
Build a mausoleum.
Build a mausoleum, exactly.
With like a whole network of caverns and stuff that's like
For
a
relatives.
whole dungeon for people with traps.
yeah.
Oh,
Like,
right. So like an Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I want to make that.
Literally.
Yeah.
A
Why
dungeon.
the fuck not?
There's not enough
That
of
would
those
be,
in the
I would
world.
love that.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Because but then obviously it creates a target for Ed Sheeran
Yeah.
and his riches, which I guess he'll bear himself
You
with.
could put all the
Yeah,
riches
yeah.
So
at the end.
and then he'll have the goblet.
And then you'd
The-
hire like the
the
best guy to
Jesus' goblet.
curse the area as well.
There'll be a curse guy with beads
Loads of bees.
and yeah, like a horn sternum thing, whatever they are.
And they'd rotate him like a piece of Disney staff. Like they'd have
Yeah.
like a team of people that are constantly playing.
becomes
the
the third
best
part.
smoke and mirrors illusionist from
Yeah.
Disney to make some
Here comes
incredible.
Part of your contract is you have to have a child that you train in a generational way that takes on your mantle
Yeah.
once you die.
Do you have your little book? Yeah. Okay, next archaeologist, come on up. Oh shit, here they are.
You got 30
And they're
minutes.
dodging and ducking.
before
There
the
are
big-
real blades in there.
There's a real Rolling Stone as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is actually quite a plea to all millionaires and billionaires out there. There's not enough dungeons for us to
Raid.
what's the word? Splunk.
Spelunk.
We need to spelunk.
Yeah.
More of that because I feel like I'm worried that it only exists in movies.
Yeah, that is a worry, isn't
No.
it? That is a worry. There's got to
No.
be at least one unlooted tomb that has a giant ball trap.
But that
Yeah,
ball trap
you know.
thing, like, obviously, it's a film,
Yeah.
sure. Much
Yeah.
like, the woman at the end of the Titanic is an actress.
And
Which
at the
we
start,
discovered.
actually.
Good link.
Well, at the
Wasn't
start,
actually
as well.
on.
Was at the start,
She was at the
yeah.
start.
They
of course.
bookend it because
Yeah,
obviously
yeah. 'Cause
that's
she-
the documentary bit.
Yeah,
In the
yeah,
middle
that's the real
is
life
the
part.
dramatization of what happened.
Yeah, that's at least
Course.
how they've managed to get a lot of people.
That's what I thought,
people
and
believe
what
that.
my entire family thought as well. I will
No,
say.
there's people in the office
Oh, you
that
threw
believe
your
that.
whole family
People
under the
believe
bus.
that.
Yeah, my whole family. They're often responsible for our collective ignorance. You'll find. Anyway, that's why my dad mispronouncing the word Cornwall for years called it Cornwall, and I thought it was an M, not a W.
Cornwall.
For years, because
how
Cornwall.
did he-
You know Cornwall?
Cornwall.
It's Cornwall, right? It's spelled Cornwall.
Yeah, he's just
Cornwall.
optimizing. That's all.
He's not optimizing. It's what's the reverse of optimizing? Not optimizing.
Not.
De-optimizing.
They missed a fucking opportunity there, not calling it not optimizing.
Complicated.
Anyway, I've wondered
Right.
how they powered and or set all those traps because they were just
Yeah.
constantly going.
Yeah, imagine.
So
if
are they
it's
just
like,
always charged and ready to go, or is there some fucker going in there like resetting the blades, whip out?
Oh, we got to get
Oh,
the
yeah.
roll. Stones.
Squeak.
Also,
Squeaking a bit
none
of
of it
oil
can
on
be
the-
electrically powered, right? So
Yeah.
everything has to work on either a water wheel.
Yeah.
I don't see a water wheel. They need maintenance. The wood degrades over
And there's a
time.
lot of snakes in
crazy.
there as well.
Yeah, or sand weight, which they do rely on a lot
Yeah.
in Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
You know, triggering something and then a weight changes. But exactly, apart
I
from
want
that,
to see a
all
real
of
one.
these systems require resetting. I think the problem is unexplored, right? He always finds the stuff that's never been touched.
No, people
before.
went through. There were skeletons, and they were like there was armor at the
That's
end.
true, there were
Like whereas they've got that
Some
far,
that
but they
were stuck
died.
in the spikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are people are stuck in the spikes. I mean, which one is this? Is this Temple of Doom?
Don't know.
Is it Last Crusade?
Temple of Doom makes sense.
Is
It's in
it-
the title.
The
They all
other one?
amalgamated into the same thing. Let's be honest.
And none of us
This
have watched
sounds
the new
like
one.
we don't like the films.
I like
The
them.
originals are
Originals
incredible.
classics. The newest ones. The Shia LaBeouf one was a bit of shit.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the alien skull one. It was a
No,
bit
I thought
silly.
the end was outrageously shit. That was really bad.
Yeah.
Like, I know that obviously there's like supernatural stuff in the other ones, sure. But like this one it took the piss.
Never show the monster.
Now, I don't know what the latest film is like. And I probably won't.
De-aged
But
Indiana Jones.
I imagine it's shit. You know, I saw clips of it actually. Yeah,
That
the
looks pretty
de-aged. and
convincing.
It still looks like a deep fake though. Looks like
It's
a deep
maybe
fake.
because you're looking at it.
No,
from
it's
that
just the
perspective.
lighting. It's hard to get the lighting right.
Yeah.
And so there was always a slight bit. And obviously, I know how old he is now.
That's the thing.
I've seen pictures of him now
That's the thing. Like
to know that this isn't filmed recently.
they were obviously giving him his like final film to like have fun with it, Harrison Ford.
Well, young.
However, you can tell an old body that's been de-aged trying to do stunts.
Yeah, it's a
Like-
bit of a stiff.
Oh, just like desperately
Yeah.
rolling his arms
Yeah, just
and
like
legs
gripping
along.
his back.
Oh!
It's painfully obvious.
Traps aren't what they used to.
What's that Scorsese Netflix when they de-aged all the
yeah, that was
gangsters?
Irishman.
The Irishman.
I couldn't
Watch
watch
Same
like
thing.
3.5
boring.
hours long. That's
I
why.
watched the
Watching-
first
I
Right.
watched about 90 minutes solid before I had
Boring.
anything, something better to do.
So
And I want
boring.
to watch it, but I don't even. Is it even on there now? I don't know.
it's watching like I don't know
bad, isn't it?
Robert De Niro arthritically come out and like kick someone's head in
Yeah.
on that's already lying down on the street, and you can just tell like his posture and everything. He just doesn't have the
He's
energy
worried
to
about
do
breaking
it.
a hip.
Yeah. Rather than like having a young guy do it and
Yeah.
replacing the head,
Which I thought they would have done.
or just get actors that, you know, plenty of actors out there that could be them, but I guess they wanted all the big hitters, didn't they? So
Yeah,
It's almost like they're trying to make money.
they're using the,
Well,
the
money
old
me.
faces.
Money now.
money give.
I don't know
Didn't one of them
I don't know how we got to this
Have a
from.
child, and now the woman is.
Oh, that
divorcing
would
him.
be the guy from Scarface.
Pacino?
Al
Al
Pacino.
Pacino.
Yeah, no, I think Al Pacino and Robert De Niro currently have pregnant girlfriends and or wives.
70.
And everyone's like elder abuse.
And they are in their
And I'm like,
80s.
yeah, maybe I guess so.
Elder abuse towards them.
Yeah.
Or
exploiting.
abuse from them.
No, as in like so. Apparently, I think it's Pacino's baby mama, to use that term, is like
Sure.
divorcing him like immediately after getting pregnant or something along those lines.
Oh, shit.
And obviously he's in his 80s, so there's very little chance he's going to live much longer. Very
Oh.
little. Sorry, that's not true. There's a chance he could live into his hundreds. Who knows?
Well, now we
But
mentioned
like
it.
you know, there is that. And then people are like, it's elder abuse because essentially older men, and I'm sure in some circumstances older women as well, are being manipulated into. I say some circumstances because I simply haven't read about that recently. But this stuff,
Theorize.
I'm theorizing that women are subject to this as well. Hey, how about that? But yeah, essentially they're saying they're being manipulated by younger people.
I witnessed it.
What?
Remember in Kenya?
Wait, what
Yes.
the fuck? What the fuck did you witness in Kenya?
Yeah.
You saw Al Pacino in Kenya?
So
Yes, I
young
did.
Kenyan men were targeting older women in an attempt
An
to basically...
athletic ex-circus.
To do what?
They're prostitutes.
Wait, to do what? Wait.
Those Kenyan men were prostitutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
the men were prostitutes.
Yeah. To try and prostitute
And,
themselves to the women.
is that their official name?
Yeah.
got in there with a really old, rich woman
Right.
Yeah.
who died while I was out there. You remember that story? She
What?
died while I was out there and went to a cremation.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
You said, yeah. But that, so that they were trying to do
Went
what?
to their
Just-
open
Were
cremation.
they trying to take advantage to get money?
Trott saw a body
What were they
just
trying to
get
do?
burned out in the open.
What do you mean?
What's the elder abuse here?
The elder abuse in Al Pacino's case,
Yeah.
he's been manipulated.
So he's been manipulated as
Yeah.
an old man
Yeah.
by a younger, attractive woman
Yeah.
to fuck her.
Yeah.
God.
I know, exactly. It's a tough case.
So he took some persuading
Yeah.
to
Well,
fuck
yeah,
someone
yeah.
who was 30 years old when he's
Absolutely.
80.
This is valid.
Okay.
This is
Well,
valid.
I'm sure there are cases.
But I think
where
if
that
you
is.
think this is the thing, and I guess part of the discussion is whether or not sexual desire
Sure.
is a mitigating circumstance. I don't know. I'm not an expert.
So what you think that
He was
but you
horny
think
on
that's in-
Maine.
But then you think the end goal is what? Gold digging,
Yeah.
or just literally like she wants a kid now?
Yeah, who
and
knows?
She's found some dusty old man who happens
Yeah.
to be one of
Rich,
the world's most
set up
famous
for life.
celebrities
Yeah.
in Hollywood.
Yeah. And also,
Yeah. I know it's really complicated.
Yeah.
It is complicated.
also, I feel like we're making a lot of assumptions based on little information.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, absolutely. We're talking about pop culture, Trott.
Yeah.
That's exactly what all of this is.
It's funny, that gossip mag
But I
stuff.
think it's probably
Yeah.
it's probably quite easy to manipulate an old man into
Yeah.
sleeping with an attractive young woman.
Anyone.
Because he's like
Sleeping
an
with
80-year-old man. He's like, what the fuck?
So, Ross, I can tell
Is
you.
this a trick?
I can tell you how you got to this point. You brought up Ed Sheeran
Yeah.
making his own,
He's built a
Casket.
crypt. He said he wouldn't say
Crypt.
it's a crypt. It's
and
a
then I
hole
went
he
to
dug in the
mausoleum,
ground.
and then we talked about awesome trapped mausoleums in caves,
Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
Awesome ones in there.
Switched to movies in general,
Wow, yeah.
and Harrison Ford in the latest one.
Oh, God,
And then we
old
went to deep
men.
fakes, old men doing things to.
That's how this podcast
I
is going
think-
to work.
I think
from
the
now
real
on. It's
crux of-
links.
The crux of this story is that like people like Ed Sheeran and Al Pacino
The crux.
ultimately live like completely different forms of lives and
Yeah.
have different problems and different opportunities. And
Because of
can
all
we
these-
really relate to them?
But all he's done is dug a hole. It says here that people think
No,
it's
he's dug a fucking crypt.
people
Ross.
think it's really weird and really morbid, but I've had friends die without wills and no one knows what to do.
Yeah.
So he's just said, I've built a hole, I dug a hole.
Yeah.
It's as morbid
Built.
as like writing a will. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just
Exactly.
said, that's where I want to be. Done.
Exactly. If you had what is
tick
probably
it
a
off.
beautiful house, he's probably got some incredible
Yeah.
home somewhere that he loves. And if you had somewhere like that you're like, holy shit, this is an amazing place. It has an amazing garden. Or knowing him, it's probably got a fucking forest in it or something. And you're like, hey, when I die, I wouldn't mind being buried in this forest. So why not just go out and sort that out now? It doesn't mean much sense.
What if I
Like-
trespass onto his property, dig a hole next to his grave,
Yeah.
put a thing over it, put my name on it, say, well, that's where I want to be buried.
Yeah. And then employ one of those people that sits outside of Apple stores to hold your place in the queue to sit next to the hole.
Yeah.
In a
Just
fold-out camp chair.
What are you doing here?
Just
queuing.
holding the place.
Is there any amount of money
Yeah.
where you'd be that guy
Well, how much? What do you mean?
holding
Yes,
What to
Trott.
sit there? Well,
there's an
there are people
an
who
amount
do
of money
night
for
shift work.
pretty much anything.
the rest of your life?
Well,
or the
think
rest of
how,
their
how
life?
much a night
I get
shift
to
work against, like
yeah.
for like sit, like there was a guy where I used to live
Yeah.
who would literally just sit at a reception desk all night long with all the fluorescent
Oh,
lights
the
on, and just
24-hour
kind of
security.
and just be the security.
Yeah.
Looked so depressing.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
go home. You don't get to go home because as soon as you go home, someone's going to nick that.
Not if you do
spot.
shifts.
You're
If
going
you
to
hire
employ
two shift workers, yeah, you
fair
can't
point.
do it. I mean, 2 or 3.
Either way, if Ed Sheeran's is not
Well,
trapped to high
Christmas.
hell,
Think about
It'll be
Christmas.
3 as
What
well.
about Christmas? Someone might queue up next to it.
Don't talk to me about Christmas. If somebody jumps
I'll
in
find someone
my
completely
grave that
non-religious.
I've dug next to Ed Sheeran's on his land on Christmas Day, we fucked off.
It's my grave.
That's not cool.
oh come
well,
on!
I got
I crept onto
I've got
Ed
to shuffle
Sheeran's
next
land.
to it and
Yeah.
be buried in between someone else and Ed Sheeran.
So you might as well build a few contingency holes.
Yeah.
Right. So you
Yeah.
just go around and dig a
I'll
few.
basically it'll literally
decoy.
be like
Yeah.
Game of Connect 4, but I'll be like literally quarter him in.
You
So I'll
can
have-
build traps
I'll have-
as well.
6, 7, 8 holes.
Okay.
all around his, so that no one else can choose.
I've one-upped you already.
And then I'll auction out those other holes.
Yeah. Well, I've got,
You're going to auction the holes.
I've got an even better idea, and you only have to dig one hole. All right? You ready to hear this hole?
Yes, please.
You
Give me the whole thing.
You dig your hole, then you put a metal box with hook points in the bottom of it, right? Then cover it over with a little bit of soil. Somebody comes in, grave jumps you, classic. They jump in your grave.
Yeah.
When you die, you just
Don't do that.
You just come in, get somebody to come in with like an excavator or something,
Yeah.
and they hook up. They hook up the points. They lift the metal tray out.
Amazing.
Lift anyone who's buried themselves in there before you out, and bam, clean hole.
Incredible.
Oh, nice.
Yeah?
Incredible.
You like
Or
it?
you could take the spiteful route and just fill his hole with concrete.
Yeah.
That's true.
just bring a
you
little-
could do that.
Little load of concrete and just fill it up.
All
and be
of
like,
this
wow,
Do you know they
like,
reference-
different hole for you then,
right?
buddy.
So you know how Donald Trump's dad like built loads and loads of concrete structures back in? That's how the Trumps made their money,
Right.
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
They say that there's about 100 bodies under every Trump property. Do you know that? No, that's nonsense. This is nonsense.
I mean,
I'm just trying to
I
do
thought there was
gaslight,
gonna be
do weird
I thought there was gonna be a
podcast stuff.
punchline. I thought you were like leaning.
I
leaning
thought
for a
about
joke.
something and I was like, well, that could make sense, but no, I lost it towards
I
the
mean,
end.
it wouldn't surprise me if there
No, they
were
probably
like,
are.
a couple.
So the concrete business in the US is like crazy. It's really interesting. All the way through like the 20th century, loads of different mobs and stuff controlled like big concrete, and like all
Big
the different
concrete.
like unions and mobs were all like intertwined and stuff.
Shit.
It's wild. Like
I mean, it is the foundation of modern society, right? Having
Yeah,
some
yeah.
concrete, so it makes sense. If you can crush some bones and hide some bodies in it,
well, it's the thing.
all
It's,
the better.
it's great for that kind of stuff
Yeah.
because like it's set.
Helps reinforce it
Yeah.
as well.
So that's your method, is it?
What, for hiding bodies?
Maybe we should put bodies in Ed Sheeran's hole.
They did that in.
And then when they
Breaking
find them,
Bad.
they're like, well, there's no one else who would have accessed this other than Ed.
Oh, yeah.
So you frame Ed for a series of
Ed for a
murders.
series of murders that he's put in his 6-foot
Crypt.
personal burial
Crypt.
crypt. His burial
His
crypt.
tomb.
Yeah.
You guys seen how?
I'm
nice-
surprised Ed Sheeran thinks he's going to die.
You think he's that
He's
rich? And
32.
we're at that point in society where,
I think that there's probably
Technology.
serious conversations going on behind closed doors.
like, should Ed Sheeran live forever?
No, I think
Should
that
we
like
put his head in the
billionaires and
jar?
other incredibly wealthy people are honestly looking into companies for extending their life.
Well, yeah, but they
Oh,
probably do. But like,
absolutely.
I don't think they've mastered it yet.
No,
What
they
about-
haven't, but he's still got a good, 30 years of healthy life behind him, probably.
I love the
Depends.
companies.
Ahead of him.
Do gingers live longer?
No.
Ah.
More likely to get skin cancer.
I love the companies that take your body after you die and keep it in a container
Yeah.
in the hopes that in the future,
Well, cryo containment, not just in any container, because that's going to
cryo
rot.
like in a recycling bin.
You'd be
Yeah.
buggered if you missed a payment for the rent.
Oh, you would.
Oh, well,
and it costs thousands as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They missed
the
a payment.
upkeep is insane because you have to keep it at a certain temperature. Also, you
Renting
have to, like,
when you're dead.
you have to
I know.
agree to like have your body transported there immediately
Right.
upon death, so that no time is wasted, no
Yeah.
degradation of the bod, and rigor mortis for the penis sets in because they wouldn't fit in the vat then, would they?
Is that the
Like,
first thing
trying
to
put
go
'em in,
stiff?
trying to put 'em in the vat.
I may need to stop taking his pills,
Yeah, just die.
Just
and then your penis is the first thing to go stiff.
First thing to go stiff.
Perfect.
that doesn't make any sense.
Honey, good news. I'm dead.
The funny
He's
thing
about
is,
to die.
if you can't
Get on
afford the
top.
full bod, they also offer services of just your head.
Just the head.
It's like a discount.
Wow. I can't imagine what's worse. Just the head. Bring me back and you're just a head.
Ah, shit.
Oh,
Why
God.
did I
Have you not got like robot? No, we still haven't really accelerated that part.
They need to like replace like all of your blood with like non-expansive, like low temp, cool.
Antifreeze.
Yeah, because otherwise the problem is with freezing people is
Well, the blood
when you
freezes in the part of the crystals.
The
exactly
expansion, yeah.
Expa- freezing causes expansion, which makes
So
all
do
your
they-
They're hoping
cells
there's
expand.
crazy
So do they
tech
drain
that
the
could
blood?
reverse all that.
Well, it would make sense if
I
they
think
did.
they do.
Yeah, you'd get all the fluids out of the brain
Yeah.
and then
It's like
replace it with something that works
The thing
below
is,
freezing.
what I'd imagine, this is me future thinking, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking back to watching clips from the 80s where they do like future talk. It's like, this is what it's going to be like in the 90s.
Oh yeah. Tomorrow's World thought we'd have a Mars base in like 2005. or
Maybe
something
we
like
did,
that.
if we have different people in power.
Well, there is quite a lot of crazy conspiracy theories going on around at
Oh,
the moment
God.
about a base on Mars.
Just a quick top fire bullet point.
Yeah, well, there's a base on Mars. It's being operated by a coalition of Western powers.
Is that with the
and-
moon base as well?
Yeah, maybe. The moon base, I think, may have been used as a staging point or something because there's water on the moon, which they obviously knew
Of course
about
there
for years and years, but they've
Yeah.
just now made it public.
Yeah.
The water can then be used to create hydrogen, which can then be used as fuel to get to Mars. There's a subterranean Mars base. They've been collaborating with aliens there. It's pretty wacky, but it's all true.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to disagree. Anyway,
I believe you.
Thank you.
Ross believes.
Easy next.
Future tech. It's likely that they'll probably find a way to like completely map the brain of the person in the vat,
Right.
and recreate them rather than try and reanimate their body.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that makes more sense. But then, of course, it makes sense because that's what they're thinking about, and that's the most obvious thing, I suppose. But yeah, cool. That's interesting, though.
Anyway, what's the next funny news?
Well, they're not all funny news. Some of them are weird. Like there's a box of giraffe poo seized at airport after a woman wanted to use it to make a necklace.
Giraffe poo. So
Yeah,
That is a wacky
each
idea.
pearl is massive.
I mean, it's each of those.
And that's a giant
looks-
African land snail as well.
Yeah, that is what that is. Yeah,
Right.
she's got that in there as well.
Oh, that'd be the centerpiece of the necklace.
It said a person could have contracted a disease from the unusual jewelry and developed serious health issues. So they took it off her.
Where do they collect it from, and where are they from?
Apparently, that happened at Sad Pears Airport.
Oh, did it really? It says inspected upon arriving at the Minneapolis St. Paul Airport in Minnesota on 29th of September. She told officials she's picked up the poo on a trip to Kenya and brought it back in her luggage to make a necklace.
Wow.
The woman from Iowa. I mean, is that something she put in her luggage?
Why on earth would you make a necklace?
Would you have that as carry-on?
I mean, it's interesting,
She
but to
cared
make a
that
I
much.
think she
necklace...
would have got that through if that shit was in her, in the other one, surely. Because it's just piles of
There's still
poo.
inspections of.
If I took a shit in your luggage and they search it,
Whose fault is it?
You're going to get stopped.
Did you pack your luggage,
What
sir?
happens?
I did, but I didn't poo in it.
what if you said it was your own? Because it's just like, well, no, this is actually just my
this must
shit.
be my
Like,
own
and I
shit.
saved it because it looks really weird. Look at it. It doesn't look strange. It's dry and like
I'm going to
this.
make a necklace out
And
of
I've
it.
clearly been eating bits
Luggage
of
is
hay.
scanned as well, right? As well as
I don't
camera.
know. Maybe.
TSA do check.
Sometimes, not all the time. I think it's
So that's
remarkable.
where you smuggle drugs. Why is everyone putting them up their arse?
No, I think, yeah. Well, for fun.
I mean,
Safety.
Straight up the arse.
There are. I mean, I think they keep it purposefully obscure, so you can't really work out how best to like trick it.
do they also purposefully throw luggage around with reckless abandon so that you are put off putting stuff in there?
Yeah, because like this one's probably
Yeah.
filled with giraffe poo.
Quick, chuck it, shake it, make a necklace out
Throw
of
I
it.
can smell it.
I don't really
throw
get
it.
why you'd ever want to make a necklace. I mean, they're clearly a bit mad, right? Why would you make
yeah.
a necklace out of any form of poo? There's like, it's a universal rule, really, that like most animal poo is going to have stuff in it that human beings don't really want in or around them.
They're
right?
just saying that they could have got disease from it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's importing exotic organic matter, isn't it? Which is
That as well.
illegal.
Well, it depends on the matter. It depends on whether or not it's... Yeah, there's lots
That
of
was a
rules
fucking
around it.
snail.
Well,
It
the
was an
African land
African,
snail. Yeah, generally importing live animals. You
I
need
think it's
permits
dead.
for.
I don't know, is it alive? There's no...
Hard to tell.
There's nothing coming out of it.
It's a fucking snail.
It's been
We have
tucked
to
in.
sign all this
It's
shit
a
when we
box
go to
filled with...
America. We have a
Yeah,
little like tick
we'll be
box.
putting our giraffe poo
Are
in a
you
special...
a criminal? Have you participated in any terrorist activities in the last 2 months?
I said yes for a laugh, and now I'm stuck in
10 years.
Yeah.
I've been smuggling giraffe poo for years.
I'm the world's number one. I've got like a disguised voice, silhouette.
Yeah, we've been transporting
We
giraffe
found
poo
unique
around.
ways.
Yeah, we found some interesting ways. We tend to include a giant African land snail, and for some reason that throws the dogs off.
We've been trying balloon technology recently.
Balloons, yeah, they haven't gone well. The US government keeps shooting up balloons.
Yeah,
there.
no.
It's just giraffe poo, mate.
We're just trying to make a necklace.
Showering over.
It's dropping something. Something's coming down from the top.
Alien material.
Yeah.
Fucking aliens. You love aliens, man.
Smith does.
I mean,
He wants to
keeping
go
it...
to that Mars subterranean base. Find out what's
yeah,
going
I
on.
don't want to
doesn't
live on
exist.
Mars. There's no like. There's
Doesn't exist.
Yeah,
God,
but imagine underneath,
miserable.
it's like a utopia. Like
It's not like a utopia. If all it will be like a military base.
What if there were
anything.
72 virgins there?
Well, again, why would Hat Films fans be there at that point?
Because it's nerdy, it's Mars.
It's nerdy. It's Mars. yeah, mate. It's so nerdy.
How many of there are you?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
72, I'm leaving.
Yeah,
there might be crazy alien tech in that terrain that's like, I can just augment this reality to be like a tropical forest in this Mars base.
Yeah, okay, go to the Eden Project. Trott. What the fuck are you expecting of Mars?
It'd be nice at these
It's where
projects.
aliens and humans are
Yeah, it's just
having
going to
a
be like a
chat.
fucking meeting point, isn't it? It's just going to be like a shitty, dusty, air-sealed environment for them to do work and to interface with whatever the fuck they're doing. It's not going to be something like, why would they send
This is
Butland's design team up there to make it nice? They're going to go, right, let's get some
Cushy for the
air-sealed
aliens.
fucking environment.
Trying to make a good impression.
The aliens
make it
are
look
not going to
nice.
have the same comfort requirements. We need to impress the aliens. Make sure you get the good throw out because the aliens.
Why would you hire Butlins to make anything look nice?
Put up a nature wall.
I'm trying to understand what Trott's view of the secret Mars base would be. Some sort of like
this, the meeting
parks.
of minds, right?
Huh?
It's where it's like the science.
You've seen
fair.
Battlestar Galactica. You know when the Cylons come through that really boring post they've got out in the middle of nowhere, and there's that guy sat on that desk, and then all of a sudden, once in like 90 years, the Cylons come and meet them that day, and he's fucking amazed. That would be what it would be like.
What about the Matt Damon film with Mars?
Huh?
Where he's on Mars. That looks shit. It's just a bunch of obviously tents, rudimentary tents, and.
Yeah, but that's obviously humans doing their thing. But I feel like if we have
this is aliens doing it first.
If we have an established base, it's like, fuck me, this is where we meet aliens.
So conceivably,
bring your best suits. Maybe bring a mime.
The earliest we could have had an established.
Just really impress them.
Bring a mime. Did you say?
Surely.
Oh, let me see.
There's no glass. There is no glass.
Shield technology.
They think you're displaying like a brand new Apple product. Yeah. What's he showing us? Oh wow, this is technology. Okay, he's like
these humans have invisible force fields.
He's in a box and now he's
more advanced
cycling.
than we thought.
There's no staircase there. They have inter-level dimensional capabilities.
My God,
He's lowering himself behind a box.
Okay. We will submit to you, but for God's sake, keep your wizards at bay.
God damn it. Keep your wizards on Earth.
Royal Mime Commando, be the best.
Yeah. And then they bring out some clowns. What would that do? Scare them. Clowns. Bring out the clowns.
They're the elite.
That's when they start attacking.
Yeah.
What are these creeps?
Yeah, for sure. No,
are scary.
So it's not like a science fair.
It will be a science. I mean, I imagine. What you imagine it? I mean, I'm imagining it. I think this is largely imagined. I think it's pretty unlikely but it is suspicious that there was all that advancement up until the 1960s, then it all went quiet for a bit, isn't it? What happened?
War.
It's largely to do with a huge amount of
famine,
socio-economic functions, probably, but like it was just also like people fell out of love with spending billions and billions and billions of money on
rockets for Earth, not rockets for space.
Like Discovery.
Yeah. I mean, there's always risks, but like. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting the whole reason that America abandoned their space race, and things like that.
This is why I'm a Scientologist.
Yeah,
very recently.
Like now.
Got a couple of the books.
Dipped
in.
Yeah.
Hard to dip out, we'll say.
It's hard to dip out.
Really, I don't think I'd work with a Scientologist happily.
You wouldn't work with one. Well, he's 2 books in, and now they won't stop annoying
I wouldn't
him.
want to.
My audit's coming up.
Do you know your audit's
crazy shit they
You
support?
must be bricking the audit.
That's where all the blackmail comes out.
Yeah.
And I will spill.
He walked out with a book of Dianetics out of Waterstones, and immediately there was somebody following him.
Yeah.
Did you hold the rods?
Nice
is it the rods? Is that
it's the rods.
Yeah, the rods. Yeah.
The organs over.
Yeah, measures
take the corrupted soul of the aliens out of your body, so that you can live purely.
Souls, man.
So those alien souls got dumped in the volcano, obviously.
Yeah.
And then they all inhabited humans, and then you got to try and expel it by auditing.
That's pretty
complicated.
Pretty cool.
Anyway, I can't say anymore.
It's like therapy, but where the therapist then uses what they learn to control your life.
And has money.
Yeah, then uses everything you've told them against you. That's got to be everyone's fear about going to this therapist. It's like them just using that against you in some way. It's like,
but what if...
I've just told you
what
my
if that
deepest,
therapist...
emotions.
They promise you superpowers, though, if you tell them enough.
I can make you rich.
This is essentially the Scientology.
I'll make you a celebrity.
Yeah.
I'll give you powers that you can win over anyone.
Oh shit!
So there's like ranks of Scientologists, right? And like it's like unlocking. It's all basically designed to. You're into it. And if you get to a certain level,
like a pyramid almost. But what shape would you say this kind of chart looks like?
You could,
You could say it looks
like quite pyramidy.
There's a cool guy at the top, and you want to be hanging out with a cool guy.
Yeah, whose wife disappeared, but he does have Tom Cruise as a mate.
Is he number 2?
If you were hanging around with a dude, and then Tom Cruise is there, and then you get on to talking about stuff, and you're like,
you see how Seth Rogen was chatting to Tom Cruise and almost got into the Scientology discussion with Tom Cruise.
Oh, really?
That's something you're not allowed to talk to him about. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, he brought it up apparently to Seth Rogen and like the director of the movie they were in.
Yeah.
And he basically said like, guys, if I just had 60 minutes to tell you the truth about Scientology, I'd convince you.
Wow.
And Seth Rogen was like, I was so weak-minded.
Yeah.
It's Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And the other director was like, nah, we're good.
We actually don't have 60.
And that's what
we got 5.
Seth Rogen could have been the Scientologist at that point.
Yeah. No, it's for sure. I think that's...
Yeah, because I imagine he probably...
Rogen, he's actually... I used to think he was just a fucking idiot.
But I would
Did he
have thought
defend James Franco?
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
He stopped working with him.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And hasn't worked with him since.
That's good.
Yeah. No, I used to think he was a bit of a brainless idiot, but he does at least seem to have some form of, like, ability to self-analyze.
I don't know how he does that. He gets high all the time.
I know.
He will be high all
constantly.
The time.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know how he manages to
I don't know
function well.
Snoop Dogg does.
Yeah, but Snoop Dogg
hasn't written films and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I find that quite impressive that he can sit down and write a film, focus on that.
Yeah.
He's got several other companies.
Yeah.
I just find that.
No, for sure.
You're doing it in hard mode.
Yeah.
But I guess he's used to it.
Well, I think
he's so used to it that it's like...
it does help certain things, doesn't it? Like, Snoop Dogg writing music, I imagine, like getting blazed all the time, that helps because there is science that suggests, that weed helps you interact with the part of your brain that processes sound. It's why music sounds better.
Strains and stuff.
But I mean, you're absolutely right though about like in general. It seems hard to believe that a person can have a fully functioning, successful life whilst permanently intoxicated. But then arguably, you could say you're permanently intoxicated by medications as well. Like there are mind-altering medications that keep people very sane.
Do you reckon that he might put it on sometimes to just be more relatable and for that to be his shtick, like
I don't think so.
Stoner Rock?
Stone Rock and things doesn't seem like a mess. He doesn't seem red-eyed all the time either.
No.
Obviously he's just so tolerant.
Maybe his personality
just has a little
looks and
probably takes him a lot more
guy.
weed to get properly high.
I also think it's probably just the person you associate every day as him is high.
As a weed guy,
yeah.
True.
He's probably irritable as fuck when in the morning.
Probably. Apparently he's not to brown nose him too much, but recently he's apparently been working on a lot of good comic book stuff, and he's helped write The Boys, Invincible.
Producing it.
Oh, they're both really good as well.
Yeah, so he's doing all right, isn't he?
Yeah,
Didn't
no,
need
for sure.
Scientology. Didn't need it.
But not to, like you say, not to brown it. We don't actually know very much about him at all. But to just talk about the fact.
But here he is,
saying, "Oh, I could fall into that really easily." I think that's very realistic. I think if you've
got a lot of money, you can, because also they like one of the selling pitches to people in Hollywood is that their circle of Hollywood actors will basically help you accelerate your career and stuff. And most of them give half their paychecks to Scientology.
I can believe half the culty shit that could go on at Hollywood to just get an in.
It's gross. I mean, Weinstein. Look at all the Weinstein shit.
Yeah,
the things it's horrific. It's almost, you don't really want to think about it. It's grotty as fuck.
But how much do you want? It's scary how much abuse is hidden by religion, just in general. Look at the fucking Catholic Church.
Get out clause, isn't it?
And it's just like, there's an entire thing that protects these people from doing these things because there's power and money and tax breaks. It's just dumb.
Yeah.
Anyway, this woman pooed in a Tesco bag.
Another poo story.
I thought they would go. Yeah, well, basically, this woman goes to extreme lengths to stop her boyfriend from hearing her on the toilet. Now, I don't know if you relate to any of this. If you've ever had a partner who's like,
what kind of
turn the radio on, I'm going to turn a tap on.
Are we talking?
Well, just like, just it's a bit awkward. And I think I said this. I think I said this last week.
Boyfriend or girlfriend. You just don't necessarily want people to hear you shit.
Of course, but it's when you again. I think I said this last week, or maybe not on the Hat Chat or in one of our videos or something. But sometimes when you're with a new partner, and you've got a bit of a dicky tummy, or maybe you've got like a fucking fart brewing, you don't want to just let rip in front of them.
No,
or do you?
Not a new one. No.
Maybe you do.
Though
eventually, yes, but
I have no.
Eventually, I will be ripping.
I think that's the case with most people. Though. Like, I'll fart in front of my friends, but I won't fart in front of new acquaintances.
You'll fart on camera.
Yeah.
But you don't. If they were in the room,
you wouldn't want to disrespect them.
Wouldn't.
You wouldn't want to
because they're inhaling
and
your
also
fecal matter.
And also the smell associates with you. And
when I'm on camera, I'm entertaining, but when I'm in person, I'm trying to be a person. I think is my distinction.
Yeah. But you don't want to fart in front of them. And I think there's the same kind of mentality of you don't want to hear you take a shit.
Yeah.
Although this girl went to some extreme.
What was
lengths.
the extreme length?
Well, she said she was so paranoid about giving her boyfriend the ick that when she needed to go for a poo, she decided to take an incredibly extreme measure and pooped into a Tesco bag for life. She wasn't doing it for life. Sorry, the bag was a bag for life.
It could be in there for life.
It could be any plastic bag, really.
But it was a Tesco bag for life, thanks to detail.
Yeah, she didn't want him to be traumatized by her bodily functions, so she snuck off and did her business in private like a fucking woodland animal.
Like a goddamn
snuck off into the
shameful
forest.
dog.
Yeah. It did the trick because he had no idea what I was up to. We were together for 9 years after that. What the fuck?
So she just pooped every time she had to poop. She'd leave and do it in a Tesco bag.
That's so much worse. If you ever found that out, that would end.
Why are you sneaking off?
Why are you stocking up on
Tesco
heroin bags? Where did all the Tesco bags?
It's not heroin, I promise. I've just been pooing in a Tesco bag.
I've been
fine. I admit it.
Where do you put it? Did you bring it back and put it in the food bin?
I don't fucking know.
You put it in the food bin.
Let's read on. I'm just trying to see where she put that.
No.
They don't let you put dog shit in the food bin. No, that's what you found out, didn't you?
No, you can't do it. It seems like it might make sense, but no, you shouldn't.
It does seem to make sense.
I tried to put it in garden waste as well.
No.
Well, why the fuck did you put it then?
Oh, the neighbour's garden.
You've just got to general waste it.
Just sling it. Whoa! There it is.
General waste.
See, this is why you should get a wild swing.
Yeah. Or just a big old slingshot in the back garden. Just do it towards traffic.
We can try and do it off your balcony and hit the river.
Yeah. Oh, man. Easily.
You think we can hit the river?
We could
We should get water balloons and do that against boats.
And flour.
Yeah.
And flour.
Let's wreck them.
And Gorilla Glue.
Yeah.
So apparently, the walls were paper thin, and she didn't want to go to the loo normally.
Yeah.
But I feel like the plastic. If you hear a rustling bag every time because if it's paper thin anyway, and you can hear some stuff, you're hearing her unraveling a bag every time she goes.
Yeah.
Is she worried about the dropping sound? I just don't understand. Anyway, she weighed up her options, decided she couldn't possibly risk it, and wanted to be fancied. She recalled that it really wasn't worth the risk.
Not at all.
The alternative toilet trip saw her wipe with a tea towel after the incident, then thrown the evidence away. She recalled that he didn't suspect a thing and even slept through it all. Well, he was asleep. He was asleep and she couldn't just take a shit.
Yeah, this sounds like this is like
a one bed
paranoia.
This is like anal retentiveness, isn't it? Let's be honest. Like we know when kids don't want to, babies don't want to poo.
Good use of the word.
Yeah. What?
Anal retentiveness.
Yeah. What about it?
She's shitting.
Well, yeah, but in a way that's so controlled because there is such a level of a complex.
She's built a trauma
associated. Yeah, but then this is common, right? So that's where the word anal comes from. In case you've just been using it casually, not you personally, but you know, it's basically where a child doesn't want to shit because of fear of making themselves dirty. Sometimes is the theory. Obviously, it's hard to ask a baby while they're doing something, but that's the idea.
Why are you doing this?
So like,
why won't you speak to me, baby Clive?
Taken that trauma into adulthood, and now they can't poop in front of people. I mean, there are extensions of this. It's like people who prefer to pee in a stall than in a urinal. Like, you know,
urinals.
It's all part of a spectrum.
But I think I struggle to shit next to somebody if they're in the cubicle next to me.
Yeah.
Because there's a thin bit of MDF separating you, and you can you're just sat with someone.
Yeah.
Do you wait for them to start making?
If you take a moment and zoom out from where you are sat right next to someone, just taking a shit. And although they're taking a shit too, it feels kind of like a strange situation. Because I know they're weighing up, do I want to wait here for them to leave first, or do we meet in
the other fun
lobby
one
of our own fecal matter smell?
Absolutely. I mean, like, I think the thing
it's not a great environment.
It's rare in modern life or in our modern lives to get that involved with, like, you know, shitting next to somebody, or just that involved with the stinks and the shits of real human beings. Yeah, like if you worked in a care home, if you worked in nursing, or if you worked in like dustbin removal,
shit is your life.
Yeah, you've probably. I mean, I don't want to assume, but I presume you're a bit more okay with this shit because it's just fucking everywhere. Most people. You know, you're at home. You don't have to take a shit next to somebody. You know, it's nice. Like it's
a happy place to be.
Because also you're just trying to be a nice guy sometimes. You know, because like sometimes when I'm taking a toilet, am I going for a poop? It's grim. It's not fun.
Well, you've explained how you've blocked up toilets and left them.
Numerous toilets.
Yes.
I'm a large man. I take large poos.
Yeah.
All right. And then also, I don't like to use too much toilet paper these days. You know.
Fair.
And in a public toilet, I haven't got my little squeezy ass washer. Trott doesn't have his singing toilet. You don't have Murphy there to lick you clean.
He's great like that. He's a good dog.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a complicated question of public shitting.
I don't think it's a case of this. This person isn't worried about shitting in general. They just doesn't want to put their partner off, which I can relate to.
She wants to be fanciable.
And there would be some people who just literally don't want to even piss in the
worst part about early dating is the stomach cramps from holding in farts and poops.
Yeah, that is pretty shit.
Are you just like,
and then you leave to then you try, then you go, oh, I'm just going to go to the toilet. But then
it doesn't come out.
Is this before or after you put the tarp down?
just before the tarp.
The tarp comes out, then you're like, right, now I can finally shit on your chest. Is that what you're saying?
Finally do the chest thing that I always wanted to do.
God, I've been storing this up for ages.
Can't wait to slap that onto your chest.
The old landline.
Even now, I wouldn't openly fart even if like
not in front of strangers.
But did you guys fart in front of your girlfriend?
Yes. I have no decorum around my fiance.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
In fact,
do you both share a laugh with it, or do you kind of just go, what the fuck?
It's a comedic thing.
Yeah. Obviously, if it smells bad, if I know it's going to smell bad, I don't do it.
And are they farting in your presence, like openly, like loudly, like right near you?
Really,
like,
no.
do you run up to Trott sometimes and do one on him?
Yeah.
So is that something you?
No, I think there's a playful, boyish level to that.
I know he's going to hate that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do it anyway.
And what time scale do you think it was before you felt comfortable doing that with someone?
Probably like I think
we could write this stuff down for you. If you
I'm
like.
I'm weighing this up in terms of like, because like
I think there's a.
I don't know, like 6 months.
I'm not saying that I'm not planning on doing this with someone else, but sorry,
3 to 6 months.
I think I accelerated that by
you can.
just getting drunk and doing it by accident.
Yeah, your mileage may
And then it's
vary.
like, oh,
why
we've done it now.
Why is it always when you're
It's
drunk?
easier.
I think ultimately it's great
Gassy.
to get to these states positions as early as possible.
Yeah.
Because
of course,
ultimately
then you
it's
feel
all
comfortable in
just-
front of someone. That's fine. Yeah,
You've got to have respect.
Yeah.
Because obviously it comes from a place of respect, not farting in front of somebody until you know that they're like you enough to be like, you fucking dirty bastard. Because that's a level, right?
What, holding your hand while you take a piss?
Comfortably disgusted. Holding your hand when you take a piss, that's something that I think...
I need both hands because I've got such a.
What if it's like a moral
hose
support
pipe.
thing? It's like, well, I just need someone.
Yeah,
to
Trott needs like a
stand
fireman
next to me
style
as
team.
I piss.
You know how
really
firemen have to
understand.
have like 5 people have to.
Here we go.
Have to do like 2 people on a hose just in case it flicks
It's
all
the
over the
same.
place. Trott's got the same problem, but with his dick.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've had to
so you
3D
need
print a
you need, like,
solution,
Yeah.
a stand,
a framework,
a framework.
scaffold.
Funnily enough, it's based on the same thing they do to help elephants mate.
Wow. They're just holding
I
it in
started
for,
with that.
He gets up onto it, but he's modified.
They spray paint a target. Come on, you're almost there.
The whole
That
house.
and having to piss in the bath, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's difficult.
would you hold someone's hand while they're pissing?
Yeah.
What about
though?
they were shitting? If they're like, well, I need your moral support.
Like,
What if they were constipated and they're like, I just need you to help me through this push, like you're helping
grab a couple of
give
chopsticks
birth.
and get digging.
Exactly, yeah. At least you can have a back and forth with a dog. They just run away.
There's very little now that would gross me out, honestly,
Yeah.
about my partner.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I've seen and done everything.
Wow.
Wow, what you've wiped.
You've dug stuff out of her ass with chopsticks. That's what I was talking about.
Because he said that, and you said that includes everything. You've done and everything. The chopstick thing, that sounds
Let's go with
invasive.
90%.
90%.
Wow, that's a lot.
Wow.
But
The
none of you,
chopsticks can't be taking 10%.
none of us have been pooping into Tesco bags.
None of us
No, but I'm
have
considering
been
it now.
pooping into
'Cause-
Tesco bags.
Do you think she, because it hasn't said any more detail on this, but do you think she then just rolled whatever the contents were back into the bowl? Because I would feel that would counter it. Surely the best
You better
option.
be praying that it rolls. What if it's too wet to roll?
No, the best option is to sit on the toilet backwards
Yeah.
and let it slide down. There's no sound, and let it do its. But at least, because I'm guessing she's trying to avoid the sound.
No, 'cause you get a
Or
splat
is she
sound.
trying to avoid the kind of the
What's wrong
the
with
echoing
the 5 pushes
into the bowl, which obviously
It's
amplifies the
amplified,
sound.
Yeah. I think I'd put a
Here's the
muffler
whole.
system.
What about the cradle system they use in public toilets? Mainly club toilets in men's bathrooms where they have a cradle of tissue
toilet paper
paper. Normally
cradle,
there's
yeah.
a poop in the centre.
Ross-
What if they adorned that at home?
I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it, all right?
Okay,
You ready?
clean film? No.
No, right.
It's an expert. on this.
Tesco bag is
Okay.
fine.
You've
Any
got the
kind of bag
Tesco
is
bag,
fine.
yeah.
You put it into the Tesco bag, then you take the top, you twist and twist and twist and twist and twist until it turns into a piping bag. Snip the corner,
Pipe
then
it out.
squeeze it out into the bowl.
Into the bowl.
There we
Wow.
go. That's how you do it.
You can also bring your own little nibs so you can get different shapes.
Star shape.
Yeah, you
please.
could do shapes.
Star shape.
Yeah.
Someone's put loads of chocolate icing in the toilet. Oh, I didn't flush. I was too consumed with this. And
Oh wow, you're so good at cakes.
Wait, oh, no.
Happy
Honey, are you
birthday.
in there? Oh, yes, 1 second. Boop. She's just piping out her own shit.
Desperately trying. Fucking hell, it's a triple layer.
Fucking hell. Can you hear anything? No, I can't hear a
Deadly
thing. What's
quiet.
going on in there?
Deadly
Are you
quiet.
wrinkling a plastic bag around? Yes, I am. Sorry, it's just, fuck. Anything but hearing me shit.
I created an impromptu piping bag with star shape
But
ending.
more importantly, if you found your partners doing that, what would you say to them? Would it be funny? Or
I'd
would
say,
you be
honey,
like,
you might have a few problems. You need to therapize out because you're creating cake shapes.
We need some hardcore CBT.
It's CB cock and ball torture. Nice.
What's the theory for that? You just need to rush in every time she goes. Be fine with this. Be okay with this.
Basically.
Just keep pooping.
That's exposure therapy.
That's exposure therapy in the most extreme way. Just invasively jump into the toilet as soon as she goes.
Time,
I gotta watch.
Every time they go to pipe poo from a bag, they don't.
Yeah.
And instead they take a normal poo.
Yeah.
And then they step further and further and further into doing it with the door open, pooing in front of people, inviting strangers into the house to poo.
You got to do
and then doing it in the Albert Hall.
And then finally, big crescendo.
Here it is.
Albert Hall. One of the one-show presenters is there for this momentous occasion. Ainsley Harriet's there with the charity.
Oh, good.
And then we all...
the coronation as well.
Yeah. And then she has a moment where she thinks, maybe I should have just stuffed it down with Brown. You know?
What?
Stuff it down with Brown? Traumas.
Oh, I see.
Stuff it down with Brown.
Well, I saw something the other day which said if you've been through... This guy basically worked... I'm not sure where he worked, but he was some sort of social worker. And he had to visit someone's house. And it's quite grim, bear in mind. He... regularly visited. I think they had visitors every 3 days, and there was like this old couple lived there. But one of them had to go to hospital, so there was this old man on his own with his dog. He died of a heart attack, and his dog ate his face. And this guy, don't laugh. It's a real story. It's a real story. Why are you laughing? Why he's laughing?
It fucking happens.
The dog ate his eyes and his face, and most of the rest of his body. Right? Yep. And this guy said he walked in and saw this once the ambulance and the fire team broke down the door.
Yeah.
And he said, traumatized him. But everyone's suggestions on Reddit were just play Tetris.
With what?
Just play Tetris. They said, if you're feeling traumatized, mate, just play Tetris.
Why are they saying that?
Because apparently there was some article on here which suggested that playing Tetris keeps your mind completely active on that game.
No traumas for me.
So rather than ruminating over what you've just seen... Imagine standing in front of this man with no face and his dog's like looking very sorry for himself. He's just eating his owner, and you're like, game of Tetris.
I need the long blue one.
So yes, another line. You're like, Jeremy, what the fuck?
I'm gonna have to clean this up in a minute.
And that was a constant suggestion, like in the comments. And people were like, and the top one was just like, I don't know why everyone's suggesting Tetris, but you should see a therapist.
See
a therapist. Yeah,
the Tetris must be a rot.
I mean, I'm sure that there are tricks on it. Like CBT is what you're saying earlier. Cognitive behavioral therapy is literally retraining your brain and how it functions and operates. You know, and beyond just an emotional level. You know, there's like the neuroplasticity of the brain is like a big way of how people get out of strokes. You know, a bit your brain dies, you can retrain other bits of your brain to physically rewire to work.
Diversion.
Yeah, so like it is more complicated than just distracting yourself, obviously. Because also, sure, Tetris, but there are like loads of other games that use loads of concentration as well. And of course, that's kind of what gamers do. It's what people do. You use it as an escape. Yeah. You use it as a therapy for the things you don't want to think about. Like, of course, but yeah, that doesn't necessarily purify the trauma.
Tetris was their go-to.
Yeah,
we could do a bit of mindfulness.
Traumatizing as fuck.
Bit of mindfulness in that room. Like you got the defaced old man on the floor. Instead, think of 5 things that you can see, 5 things that you can smell.
I think that's good.
Let's play I Spy.
I smell a decomposing corpse.
I think I get out of the room.
I see a faceless old man.
Oh my god! Someone he'd visited regularly, and also that apparently,
very full dog.
But that would have happened within the space of 3 days.
Lethargic.
So he would have been visited 3 days before that.
Yeah.
So within that space of 3 days, he died, and his dog ate most of him.
Wow.
That's hot. That's horrifying.
That's hot, is what you just said.
That's hot.
Slip.
That's hot. Horrifying.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Freudian.
That's be horny.
Dude, like police people see dead bodies really far.
I know, yeah.
It's the melty ones that funk me up.
Yeah.
The ones that melt into the carpet. Do you see that? There was a post about that once where it was just literally like half of them was just literally it was like a mess of hair and blood. Pretty grim.
Would you
give me Tetris?
If you were starving?
Yeah.
Would I eat?
I'm just going to put you in that dog's position.
What the fuck? The dog's position?
No, you're not going to eat the dog.
Dog can't navigate his way out of the home.
The human dies, no food, you're locked in.
Yeah.
Would you start eating another person?
I think I could go for several days without eating a person if they were there.
It's got past several days now and you're really...
Are there windows in this place? Can I get out?
No, you can't.
I'm trapped in.
You're trapped in.
There's no other food in his cupboards?
No.
Because he's dead. He couldn't access his food because he was dead.
Imagine being the dog.
Ate him because there was no food.
The dog has no access to food and no way to go outside. You're that dog.
If I'm a dog, then sure.
No, you're not a dog. You just have the...
Well, in this scenario, I'm basically a dog.
Basically, yes. All the cupboards are a little too
Yeah, I'm eating
high
the
for
man.
you.
Well, if
You're eating the man.
Yeah, but I think I could wait. I'd wait it out until I was like basically dying.
How many games of Tetris would it take to get over eating that body?
I'd get to a high level. I'd get to a high level.
Yeah.
I'd need to play a lot of fucking Tetris if I could just cannibalize someone through being trapped in their home with their dog there, and I didn't eat the dog.
You have to get through that body quick as well before it gets rotten.
But I imagine once it starts going rotten, is that not where the tempting part to eat? Because my dog's never tried to eat my face while I'm alive.
I think it's
so. What
I think
time
dogs probably
period
understand when people are dead.
Yeah. Whereas,
we should test it out. We should
maybe
find
the emotional
bodies.
attachment dies with the death of the.
There's no way to know unless we get a dead body. Does it need to be a human
and a dog?
Yeah, so we'll get Murphy.
No, it has to be a dog attached to a person.
Oh,
fuck. It can't just be a random dog and a dead body. Because I think the dog is eventually going to try and eat the dead body.
Well, yeah, but like, why does it have to be attached to the person? Surely it doesn't matter.
Because the whole thing here is like, it was the dog's the owner who died.
Yeah, I mean, and he ate his fucking owner, so there's no
Your
loyalties.
test is completely taking out that emotional attachment, which is arguably the strongest point of the whole relationship.
No, that's not what I'm trying to measure. Whether it's like there's a kind of an emotional thing.
What are you trying to
measure how long it takes for a dog to eat a human after they've died.
Yeah,
I think it'll be heavily influenced. I don't think it'll be a fair test because it's going to be influenced by this. If you want to compare it to this situation,
surely if it's attached, it would take a little bit longer before it goes. Actually, I want to start eating this fucker.
Yeah, I mean that's what I would presume.
Bear in mind, 3 days.
That'd be my hypothesis.
In the space of 3 days, this happened, and if most of it had been eaten, do you think that happened on one day?
Yeah.
Or do you think it went back?
He probably went back.
Do you think dogs are like more suspicious of humans anyway because we are filled with bones? They just kind of think, wow, that's literally a bag of bones.
Yeah.
I love those fuckers.
3 days is a long time for a dog to be starving and consider the options of eat or die.
Yeah.
So, I don't blame the dog.
Yeah.
Also,
something to think
fair
about.
play went for the face straight away.
They go for the eyes and the soft tissues first.
Cheeks.
Apparently.
I mean, the
cats
cheeks
would do the same. Cats would do the same.
Yeah, your cheeks are really good. Like, you know, you can have like other animals' cheeks.
Yeah, like beef cheek,
ox cheek.
I don't think there's
monkfish
a cat
cheeks
in the world that would stay loyal and not eat their own.
Cats.
But what about Greyfriars Bobby? Didn't Greyfriars Bobby? Did he wait somewhere for his owner, or did he wait by his dead owner? Because he didn't eat his fucking owner.
He wasn't given privacy and a necrotic body, though, was
and
he?
Probably had food.
I thought he did. I thought the guy died next to him. I thought he was sat next to his dead body.
I thought he was waiting for him to return, wasn't he?
Well, is that not the Futurama episode where the dog waits for like however long his life was?
Who's to say whether they just stole that from the actual story of Greyfriars Bobby?
They could have done. That was the true story.
Apparently, waited by the grave
made a
was what
statue
Greyfriars
and
Bobby
everything.
did. So
the
he was
grave,
already buried.
So he was already buried. So he couldn't.
So he knew the meal was down there, but he couldn't get to it.
He's like, but I'm hungry.
I think this is the difference, right? Greyfriars Bobby was probably getting food elsewhere and didn't have to resort to eating their own.
Yeah.
Fed.
I think ultimately a dog probably wouldn't.
They wouldn't
distinguish. They'd be like, it's no longer you. You might smell like you.
Oh God, no! I don't think he cares.
No.
And that's why would it? It's not going to start going. Oh yeah, but that guy used to feed me all the time. Now he's feeding me in another way.
Yeah.
I don't think he's thinking about it. I don't think the dog is considering it at all. They're hungry.
I think they consider it enough to be like, I don't want to eat my owner.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you? But
until there's a desperation there. I reckon there is some.
3 days. I think
thought.
Murph could go for 3 days without eating me.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
I'm going to lay still. Perfectly still. I'll be alive still. But I'll start putting like kind of stinky things on me, you know, loose bits. Rub myself in a bit of silage,
other bits of dead meat.
Bits of dead meat.
Chicken.
Start
you got to convince a dog.
Wiping my body in old meat so that I start smelling like it, and see how long it takes for him to start biting my flesh.
Maybe wear like
could be a real test.
An outfit as well that hides your heartbeat. Like so if he gets close, you might be able to sense it.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
And I'll just have like a Capri Sun in a tube. Or maybe just have a just so I can
so that he can
stay alive whilst I'm on the floor.
Yes, he might actually die.
I've got
just on the floor.
Just bags of Capri Suns all loose around.
You know water bladders exist, right? You don't have to buy.
No, it has to be Capri Sun.
I've only run out.
Or as Americans call them, Capri Suns.
Yeah, but
Capri
the
Suns.
dog won't see the tiny Capri Sun straw.
Why do we call it Capri Sun?
Because we're English and we didn't understand that Capri is a place that's pronounced like that.
That's what it's supposed to be, Capri Sun. So
I think it probably is. Yeah, Capri is a
fuck.
Place, right?
Why do we say Capri Sun?
I don't know.
That's because we're English and we butcher stuff like that.
I feel
sometimes.
like it said that in the adverts.
Capri Sun.
Or maybe not. I don't know. Either way. Holy shit.
I'm weirdly 30 for Sunny D now, even though it's not related to Capri Sun.
Sunny D is not what it used to be. Sorry. Well, if you have some now, you'll be disappointed. Yeah.
I can put more sugar in.
You could.
That's life hack.
Pour the sugar in.
Bring your own sugar.
Bring your own sugar, and that's that gets around the old taxes.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, I guess we could probably cover this one.
I don't know how long. Now.
Okay, well, last story is basically about bed bugs.
Oh dear.
I know the infestation in France, which sounds gross.
Before the Olympics.
I don't like the idea of it. Have you ever been bitten by a bed bug?
I've been bitten before, but I can't tell if it was a bed bug or like a mosquito that got under my covers or something.
Because someone mentioned Vegas. I saw in the comments on this, saying that Vegas has had a similar issue, and I'm now worried.
Oh, I'm going to be itchy.
We're going
regardless.
to Vegas. I'm going to be like, well, you have to basically you have to check the mattress for any like kind of like blood stains, slight blood stains where they've been squashed, and feeding on other.
All right, let me. So in case you're not fully aware of this, unless to give you context, there is apparently a plague of bed bugs affecting Paris and probably France in general, where there are bed bugs all over the place. They're a kind of bug that lives in the bed. They don't like extreme cold. They don't like extreme heat, and they can bite you and drink your blood. However, things haven't been as bad as people are saying they are. I was reading about this morning. Essentially, it's something that's been very much pushed by social media to cause a level of hysteria where everyone feels like there are bed bugs everywhere, whilst a bunch of pest control companies that have been contracted in and around Paris were interviewed during this article I read, and they're like, yeah, so we just think it's hysteria. Like, there are some bed bugs around, sure, but there's not really any more than there's always been, and we keep on getting called to places that don't actually have bed bugs.
That's not business
it's people
savvy.
Going crazy.
They should be adding to the hysteria.
They do. This is the thing, and one of the guys said, I feel like it's being amplified by pest control specialists because this is the best business we've been doing in Paris for years, right? And then obviously social media, like it's bedbug hysteria is essentially what it is.
Well, it says they've been spotted in homes, cinemas, hospitals, and trains.
I'm sure they're everywhere if you look, but
do we have them here?
Yeah,
I don't think we sleep here.
Anywhere that doesn't.
No, they don't have to be. They basically you can get fabrics. They hide behind loose wallpaper.
Right.
Well, they've got wallpaper.
Well, don't have loose
kids
wallpaper.
nappies.
Wash bed sheets thoroughly.
Just behind your ears.
If you're really worried, you can steam. So if you've got a steamer,
you can just steam it out.
Steam your mattress.
Burn them.
And it'll kill them really easily because they're really intolerant to temperature changes. That's why they're bed bugs. They like about 37.5 degrees.
The perfect temperature.
So like if you're really worried about that sort of shit, just get a steamer. They're like 20-30 quid and steam away. But honestly, as long as you're washing your sheets, as long as you haven't brought an infestation into your home, there is absolutely nothing to worry about.
If you want me to rig up like suspended boiling hot water that can drop onto your mattress in the morning, so long as you dive out the way, every morning it will drop boiling hot water onto the bed bugs.
Surely it will splash onto me.
No, you just got to make sure you roll out the way before 9 a.m.
It's like a really dangerous Wallace and Gromit device.
I don't know.
And it's just going to drop a flood.
I feel like any water in a bed doesn't really work. Like how
my nan used to have a water bed.
I have an array of hairdryers as well afterwards.
What happened when you covered yourself? You wet all your clothes and went to bed. Like, was that?
That was really pleasant.
What happened to your mattress?
It was wet.
But like, did it not start smelling afterwards? Because obviously, like the water goes
it dried
into
out.
It dried fully out.
Well, it doesn't just hold water in. I mean, God, if we
I know, but like, if once it's inside the mattress, shouldn't it get a bit mouldy?
Could do if you don't dry it out properly.
Yeah.
But then if your room is like dry and warm, then it's going to evaporate out.
Sleeping on there with wet pajamas.
Well, of course, eventually you're going to create problems.
I did it once, I think.
It was only once.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just got in a cold shower.
I just don't understand.
You just want me to tell you you're suffering needlessly.
I put a towel down.
No, I'm trying to avoid these things.
I put being comfortable.
Well, no, I worry about putting water on your mattress because I feel like you would get.
I took precautions. I put towels down.
He was damp.
Oh, did you?
He was just damp. And also, he's just damp. He's not dripping.
Ah, that's fair.
Better not be dripping.
I
wasn't dripping.
Please tell me you weren't
Just
dripping.
patted down with a bit of
when
damp.
you do the whole like hand squeegee.
Squeegeed.
Hand squeegee my body.
Well, that's not bad.
And then I'm ready to go.
Just get a waterbed. That's one suggestion.
Bed bugs, I hate that.
You don't get wet from a waterbed, though.
No, and bed bugs hate waterbeds.
And also, you could piss the bed in a waterbed and it's fine
The
because
water's inside.
it's all plastic.
Have you guys ever been in a waterbed?
I've been on one, yeah. It's
They're
awful.
not good.
It's an awful experience.
The inertia.
It's like it wobbles around. It's like there's nothing calming about that. I feel uneasy and just like I'm at sea, and it's just like, why is it so wobbly and like?
And the lack of support.
It doesn't really support anything, and like
it just gives wherever I'm badly bent.
My friend had a house party once, and his parents had one, and it burst.
Oh no!
Too many people got on it at once. So like, let's try it out, and then it just started flooding the room.
Oh, that sucks.
And they found his mum's glass dildo.
Same night?
Why does that happen at house parties?
Because everyone's going through everyone's stuff.
It's rude.
And that's why you never have one.
It's rude.
Yeah, that's why you never have a house party.
Yeah. Anyway, it's pretty big. Glass dildo.
Glass dildo.
Yeah.
What's the appeal of glass again?
You can get a camera on the other end. I
don't know. The fear of it breaking creates some sort of exhilarating moment.
Also, it looks invisible from the right angle.
Easy to clean, I'm guessing, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm guessing.
Maybe it just
I don't know.
Is like it just feels luxurious.
What about that glass jar guy? He didn't have a good time, did he?
No.
One man, one jar.
That didn't look easy to clean. That looked like a trip to the A&E.
I'm amazed that there was no sound of him screaming.
No, he was very controlled. I think it was silent shock. That's what it was.
That video is stuck in my head as
I know. I remember every frame.
Thing. It was just a moment of panic.
Such an unremarkable. Fuck me. And then the blood.
That's one of the worst things.
Blood on the shards of glass.
Seen.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Just imagine a guy picking broken glass out of his own asshole.
Squatting.
The fact that
Squatting.
The natural response is to tighten that muscle. On broken glass.
Once it hurts,
it's so horrifying as an idea, and the fact that we all saw it as kids is fucked up.
It's really fucked.
I don't think it's traumatized us though. Honestly.
Well, I've never put a jar in my ass.
No.
And I never will.
Like,
because of that video.
I think it really is interesting.
At least not what I did.
Also, we weren't kids. We were like 15.
Ah, kids enough.
Like, if I saw that when I was like 7, I think I'd have some bigger problems.
True.
Because I'd be like, what has happened? And I'm just like,
Put Paw
you
Patrol
fucking silly bastard. You know, like,
Thomas the Tank Engine.
as a mid-teen, you're just like, you fucking idiot. Whilst
It was
when
just
you're younger, you're just
gross.
like, why do people do this?
Don't put
Should I do
hollow,
this?
breakable objects up your ass.
Yeah.
That's the lesson learned.
Yeah, I
Make
don't
sure
think
they're
there's-
solid.
Do you think that's influenced people to try it as some sort of dare?
Oh, mate, put a jar up your ass.
Oh, I think I fucking could.
Yeah, whatever. Let's
won't.
see you do it.
What,
This
a
film
pesto
won't
jar?
Let's see you
no,
do
let's
it.
use a real mustard jar. No. Come on,
Bigger.
give us a proper jar.
I want a family-sized pasta sauce jar.
yes,
You know, like something big.
yeah,
You know, something.
something substantial.
Yeah, I want a jar
Yeah.
of gherkins. You know, like the big pickle jar.
Yeah.
Keep them in.
Big
Keep them in. Keep them in.
Christ.
Girthy.
Good lord. Well, anyway, I
That's
hope this has been
Yeah.
a nice little hat chat for you to sate you for a couple of weeks
Yeah.
while we're away. So thank you so much for listening to us today. If you would like to support us, you absolutely can via patreon.com/hatfilms, where all the other wonderful people have done so. You can also support us on YouTube as well if you want to click the join button, or on Twitch. Yeah. And they all link to our wonderful Discord, where you can all hang out and gain exclusive access to our subscriber channels, where you get access to all our members' videos that don't go out to the general public.
Isn't that nice?
And if you want to send us a fingal, like, what's that? Then send it to our email, hatchat@hat-films.com, and you get to listen to the full thing right now. See you in a couple of weeks, everybody.
See you
Bye,
That's
everyone.
it from us.
Bye.
Bye.